Hey guys, welcome back to MMA Library. Today in MMA and UFC news, Sean O'Malley believes Alex Pereira's huge weight cut could help Israel Adesanya this weekend. During a recent edition of the Timbo Sugar Show, O'Malley explains why he thinks Izzy will be victorious at UFC 287.
But how much weight is he cutting? He really only has to, he doesn't have to land clean too many times if he's cutting that much weight. If that is cutting 20 pounds, 25 pounds fight week, that's it, your chin, your brain fluid.
So 10 stacks, who you picking?
Izzy.
Bye.
Let's get it, Izzy. Finish, baby.
Oh, that'd be so sick.
I think he can come out and wrestle. I feel like he's gonna come out. He's got a couple maybe good takedowns. Come out, wrestle, put him on his back. Really get him thinking. Maybe he won't be able to march forward as much if he does have some kind of. Who knows? You never know it.
During a recent edition of the Believe You Me podcast, Jorge Masvidal talks a potential fight against Leon Edwards this summer in London. Here's the clip.
All right, so fingers crossed you get the job done. The title fight. When's that? July 22nd in London, because that's what's being reported.
Oh, I would love it. I've been campaigning that I'm dying to go back to London since I fought Till over there. I mean, though I was fighting their home guy over there, English fans are so knowledgeable. They've been watching, digesting the sport for years, man. Like, if USA was number one, England was right there number two since the start of it. So it's like the fans know everything over there. They're with you, you know. It's fun, man. They're heckling me, and it was just a good old time. So I can't wait to go back to England and compete again. And what better time than I feel like England gave me the rebirth to my career, the resurrection when I fought Till over there.
Yeah,
winning a title over there would mean everything, bro.
Chael Sonnen offers some advice to Francis Ngannou during a recent interview. Chael says Ngannou needs to wake up and call Dana White. Francis did a show yesterday with a gentleman who is kind of a business show host. This guy was breaking it down and he was asking Francis some very basic questions about the business of MMA. Francis, he looked like a deer in the headlights. He didn't have the foggiest idea how to respond. I thought maybe he was past that. He looked around and kind of saw where some of the numbers came from. He saw what made sense. I think now that maybe he was still in the mindset of, I knocked out 3 guys in a row, and therefore, as if that just created money from the MMA money tree. There are not a lot of opponent options. If we're playing chess here, I don't have 2 or 3 steps for Francis. I don't know how old Francis is. He says he's 36. He's at least 36. I don't know how old he is. I'm not sure he knows how old he is. I don't bring that up to try and be funny. His body has already given out on him. He's already telling somebody, I'm on the free market. Bid a whole bunch of money for me. By the way, I've got a bad knee. Nobody in the world, no coach looks at a guy who is hurt and old and pays him a bigger check. It's a really weird situation. I want him to get it figured out. I don't say it to tease him, time is ticking. Every day he's not signed, he's losing. Whatever has happened here, he's got to get some cold water. He has to wake up and he needs to call his boss back. Kevin Holland and Jorge Masvidal got into an altercation at the UFC Fighter Hotel recently. Here's the footage. Following this, Holland posted the following clip to social media.
Yeah, before it comes out, that video's gonna come out, and then they're probably gonna do an opponent change again.
Holland also gave his take on this weekend's main event.
Same. I was watching this interview where Pereira was talking about he lost to this guy 3 times as an amateur. Whittaker realizes that he probably won't beat Izzy. And, it's like Izzy talked about Marvin Vettori being all delusional about always thinking that he could beat him. Well, he's kind of delusional thinking that he could beat Alex. So it's just kind of like one of those things where they're all just delusional thinking they could beat each other. Me personally, I'm just like, y'all have fun. You know what I mean? It's like, but yeah, to answer your question, I got Alex winning. And I got, for the co-main event, I got Burns beating Masvidal. But we all know I don't like Masvidal. So
Robert Whittaker claims Colby Covington deserves the next welterweight title shot over Jorge Masvidal. Here's what Whittaker had to say.
I think that fight between Leon and Masvidal would be great. Like, everybody has been wanting that fight. And yeah, I think it's a good fight for Masvidal. I think that's a great fight for him. I don't like him skipping the queue over Colby. I think Colby does deserve it. I know a lot of people are saying otherwise, but I think, in my opinion, I think Colby deserves that shot just because, mate, he has put a beating on most people. You know, the Usman fight, I think really stylistically, styles do make fights. And Usman and Colby, they just match up. It's a hard fight for each other. It's a hard fight for Colby. Whereas Masvidal and Leon, I think is a good fight for Masvidal. But I think Colby's a bad fight for Leon. You know, it's kind of like that triangle, rock, paper, scissors sort of formula.
Eddie Alvarez explains why he believes Justin Gaethje will beat Dustin Poirier if the pair decide to go ahead with the rematch.
That's a good question. Since Connor, I don't know about Dustin's I don't know. I have to see about Dustin's desire. I mean, he got to the top of the line where he wanted that world title. He didn't get it, but he still got to beat, Connor and make a lot of money with Connor. And sometimes that money can get in the way of your desire. Maybe he doesn't desire a world title the same way he did because, he's living comfortable. And he has some stuff coming in besides fight money. I don't think Justin's quite there financially where Dustin is, and I think that desire still might be there, still might be burning inside of him to get there, to get the bigger paychecks, to get the bigger opponents, and then eventually get to that world title. So I don't think Dustin needs to prove anything to anybody, and he got the money, he's beaten the top level guys in the world, and maybe his desire will wean a little less than Justin's. And if that's the case, I'd have to give Justin the little bit of the edge going into the second fight.
Adesanya reveals how he can beat Pereira this weekend at UFC 287. Here's what Izzy had to say.
How do I break down a fight like that? I know what works for me. I know how I can beat this guy. I know every time I fight this guy, I'm dominating him, I'm beating him, and then he has this special ability to recover and put his foot on the gas. So I have to find a way to take him out of the driver's seat.
Izzy goes on to say he plans to make Pereira fight for his life.
And he knows how dangerous I am. He knows I'm not an easy fight. He knows he's gonna have to go through fire. He's gonna have to go through fire. And I'm gonna make him fight for his life in this fight. But this is I said say less, do more, but we're here. You put a mic in front of me, you expect me to talk. I'm over all this. I really just want to fight, but you guys want some words? I'll give you words. I'm gonna make him fight for his life. It's not no trash talk. It's not no. I'm here to fight. I'm ready to go. I can weigh in probably tomorrow. If you make me, I'll weigh in tomorrow and we can fight. But right now, I'm just over the trash talk, all the speaking. I just want to fight.
Jorge Masvidal blasts Colby Covington during the Media Day press conference for UFC 287. When asked if it would be wise for Colby to show his face this weekend, this is what Masvidal had to say.
Of course, man, he's a attention-seeking athlete. He's going to be there. He's going to, from 100 feet away and 20 security guards, he's going to be saying all types of crazy that he's the king of this and that. He's only the king of calling cops and sucking. So, I don't give a flying. All I know is that he has a restraining order on me. I have to stay 100 feet from this individual. Still, I don't even know why, why he would put such a thing on me, because I'm like the coolest guy, So I'm like, my mind is still blown of why he has a restraining order on me. And then he's claiming he's the king of I don't know what, but whatever.
Chael Sonnen gives his honest opinion of Jon Jones' future during a recent interview. Here's a clip.
We saw Jon Jones make his debut. Do you see him claiming, the top of that heavyweight mountain for a while, staying there?
Real interesting. Dana White had made yes would be the answer to your question. I would say yes and walk out, be done. But Dana White came out, he made an interesting comment, and he said that he, meaning Dana himself, could see Jon Jones beating Stipe, and if he defeats Stipe, calling it a career, saying I'm done because I have nothing left to prove. And that would put Jon in a very interesting spot, because when you get out of the Stipe Miocic, you really step down to lesser known guys, the Sergis and the Sergeys just by example, the Tom Aspinalls just by example. These guys are very talented, but they are much less known, and the perception and the view of the risk would be a lot higher. I don't think that Jon will call it a career, particularly because he's broke. But when Dana says, I think the guy might hang it up, he might hang it up.
Guys, thanks so much for checking out the video. If you like the content we do here on this channel, don't forget to like and subscribe to MMA Library for all the latest MMA and UFC news. We'll see you in the next video.